Welcome to Betrayal Narratives. In today's video, when I entered the bathroom, a glint on the carpet caught my eye. A reflection of sunlight slipping through the blinds. Curious, I glanced down, barefoot. Wary, Carolyn hadn't mentioned dropping anything, but you never know. The small foil circle lay almost camouflaged against the carpet's color, until the light revealed it to me. Stooping, I picked it up. The backing from a pill strip. You know the kind, the silver foil you push a tablet through, then forget on the counter or in a purse, or in this case, pressed into the fibers of our master bath like a breadcrumb left by a ghost. I turned it over. Markings one side, a faint T. Tuesday. Today was Wednesday. Yesterday's pill. I don't take medication. I'm 35. Clean blood work, no prescriptions. Caroline, either. We'd just passed our annual physicals with flying colors, so why was this here? And if the foil was here, the pills were close. I locked the door behind me, not out of fear, not yet, but something ancestral crawled up my spine. A whisper older than language. Hunt. I searched like a man looking for a gas leak in the dark. Gentle, methodical, nose twitching. Behind the vitamin cabinet, under the sink. Inside the linen drawer where Caroline kept her emergency tampons. There a box of cotton cylinders. Beneath a layer of aspirin, like a body buried under leaves, I found them. A full blister sheet. Same brand she used years ago, back when we were still counting ovulation cycles like religious holidays. Back before I volunteered for the SNP. Before I let a urologist cauterize my future so she wouldn't have to swallow hormones anymore. I stared at the pills. Tiny, blue, innocent, and suddenly they look like bullets. You ever feel time fracture? Not stop fracture. One moment you're a husband, a father, a provider. The next, you a stranger standing in a bathroom holding evidence that your entire life might be a borrowed shirt. I put the foil back exactly where I found it. I flushed the toilet, ran the faucet, even hummed a tune so the kids wouldn't sense the tremor in my voice. Then I walked downstairs, kissed Carolyn on the cheek, and asked if she wanted eggs. She said, "Sure, babe," scrambled. No hesitation, no pulse spike. Either she's the greatest actress alive, or I'm the greatest fool. I'm an engineer by trade. I build systems that don't fall down, bridges that forgive hurricanes. I'm trained to solve invisible problems, stress fractures, metal fatigue, shear forces. That week, one applied the same detachment to my marriage. I created project folders. Operation Paternity. Operation Burnt Bridge. Operation Zero Trust. I ordered DNA kits, the discreet kind that arrive in unmarked, padded envelopes. I bought micro recorders thinner than a cigarette paper, cameras disguised as phone chargers. A cloning dongle that could duplicate her entire digital life in 12 minutes while she showered. I felt no guilt. Only the cold clarity of a man who realizes the map he's been following was drawn by someone else. And every landmark is a lie. I want to pause here, because some of you are already judging. Why didn't you just ask her? Why the espionage? Listen. When you've built your identity on knowing, on measurements, on data, on the sacred belief that 2-2 will never betray you, the idea that your wife might be solving a different equation in secret, it doesn't make you angry, it makes you curious. Curiosity is the first emotion, anger is the second. But in between, there's a vacuum so silent you can hear your own heart manufacturing beats it never needed before. Friday came. Packages arrived at my office, a symphony of cardboard. I left work early under the guise of a migraine. Installed the cameras while the pair bathed the kids. One in the bathroom vent, one behind the bookshelf, one in the headboard angled so it could see the bed but not the faces. I told myself I didn't want to watch them. I told myself I had to. That night, Caroline came home, kissed me, complained about traffic, then disappeared into the shower. I cloned her phone in 9 minutes. Nothing incriminating. No burner apps. No deleted threads. Either she was innocent or she had a second device. Saturday evening, I cooked salmon. She poured wine. We made love once. Mechanical, like two people proofreading a contract with their bodies. Afterward, she said she was going to check on James. I waited 90 seconds, then crept upstairs. The bedroom door was ajar. I saw her backlit by the ensuite light, holding a phone I'd never seen. Black, no case. She typed fast, thumbs dancing, then slid it into the ventilation duct above the vanity. I felt my esophagus fill with ice. Not because she had a secret, but because she hid it in the house. In the walls. In the air we breathed. Monday, she left for work. I retrieved the black phone, cloned it in my car with the engine running and the doors locked, returned it before the shower steam had dried. That afternoon, I opened the mirrored copy and I fell. Not metaphorically, I fell. Shoulder first into the drywall outside my office. 'Cause the first message thread, 847 texts, was titled Papa Bill. Bill, her boss. The man who'd shaken my hand at company picnics. Who'd bounced James on his knee at the Christmas party. Who'd signed her bonus checks with a fountain pen carved from ivory. They spoke in a language only long-term lovers invent. Tuesday, 2:15, same bench, where the navy skirt. He thinks the vasectomy was his idea. You're a genius. James called me daddy in the park today. I didn't correct him. I read until the letters blurred. Then I kept reading, because pain has a threshold, and once you cross it, the nerve endings simply stop reporting. I sent the DNA kits overnight. Buccal swabs while they slept. I told them it was a science game. Sonia giggled. James asked if we were turning into robots. Wednesday, the results arrived. I opened them in the parking lot behind a Wendy's. 0% probability of paternity for both. Same father, not me. I didn't cry. I vomited. Quietly. Into a napkin shaped like a sailboat. I keep this in my wallet now, not as evidence, as reminder. That love is not a biological event. It's a choice. And sometimes, the people we chose never chose us back. The rest unfolded like a corporate takeover. I liquidated everything. Sold my shares to Robert, who'd survived his own quiet war years earlier. Moved the company into an offshore trust. Took out $1 million loan against my pension. On paper, I became a pauper. In reality, I became untouchable. Lorraine, Michelle's friend, a divorce attorney who wore grief like a tailored suit, filed the papers. We served Carolyn at 10:03 a.m. in the glass-walled conference room where she'd once given a presentation on ethics and leadership. The irony tasted like copper. I also sent a data package to every corner of her life, her parents' church email list, her high school reunion Facebook group, the PTA WhatsApp thread, Bill's wife, Stephanie, who, as it turned out, had been waiting years for the ammunition I provided. Some call it cruel. I call it transparency. If you're going to rewrite someone's entire story, the least you can do is give them the footnotes. Caroline got an emergency order. I was escorted out by a sheriff while the kids napped. I didn't say goodbye. Couldn't, they weren't mine to mourn. I moved into Michelle's spare room. She made coffee every morning, strong, bitter, the kind that tastes like accountability. We didn't speak about the kiss that came later. We didn't need to. Some things are engineered over years of late-night invoices and shared silences. Dr. Harrington said 95% success rate. I scheduled the surgery for the week, the divorce finalized. Not because I need children, but because I refuse to let someone else permanently decide what my body can create. This isn't a wound. It's a comma, a pause between the life I was given and the life I'm building. Bill was fired, lost his pension. Stephanie sold the gated house. Last I heard, he was working sales for a logistics firm in Reno. Caroline moved back in with her parents. They still won't speak to me. That's okay. I'm not speaking to the version of myself who believed their daughter either. The kids. I send anonymous birthday cards. No return address. Inside, a pressed leaf, a dinosaur sticker, a constellation map. Tokens from a man who was their father, till the universe corrected the error. Michelle and I were not rushing. We're drafting blueprints for a house with no hidden ducts. It's a company that doesn't need offshore shields. A marriage contract that's one sentence long. We tell the truth even when our voices shake. I don't know how many kids we'll have. Maybe 2. be zero. Maybe we adopt the ones other people discarded. What I do know is that every night I fall asleep choosing her. And every morning she chooses me back. That's the only bloodline I care about now. If you're watching this at 3 a.m., heart pounding, checking her phone, Googling how to clone iCloud without Apple ID, I want you to pause the video. Go to the bathroom, okay? Look at the foil circle on your carpet. Ask yourself, do I want the truth? Or do I want the story I've been telling myself? Because once you pick it up, once the light hits it, you can't unsee the reflection. But you can decide what you build next. And if you're very, very lucky, you'll build something that doesn't need hidden rooms. I'm Gary. I was a husband, a father, a cuckold, a ghost in my own home. Now I'm just a man with a scar, a second chance, and a coffee maker that brews truth every morning at 6:45. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to choose and keep choosing. I'll see you on the next page of the narrative.